Rachel Rudabay, we are learning the names of some of these victims and stories about how they died, some heroically. In the bowling alley just down the road behind me, we know that some of these victims rushed toward the gunman, trying to intervene, protect their families, and that's how they lost their lives. So this community that is trying to grieve is also frozen in fear right now as authorities expand the manhunt for this suspect. It now stretches across Maine all the way to the Canadian border. At least 80 FBI agents, along with Coast Guard members, ATF agents, and local police are involved in the search for suspected gunman Robert Card. Authorities say Card has been charged in connection to Wednesday's deadly shootings at Just-in-Time Recreation Bowling Alley and Schemengees Bar and Grill in Lewiston, Maine.
He should be considered armed and dangerous. Based on our investigation, we believe this is someone that should not be approached.
Police say the 40-year-old suspect is an Army reservist and expert marksman who was recently hospitalized for mental health issues, including hearing voices.
He's got a lot of problems up in his head right now. One of them's schizophrenic.
A neighbor says nothing seemed unusual when he saw Card 2 weeks ago.
It's crazy. I have a neighbor that did something really horrible.
As investigators search for a motive in these attacks, members of the community here in Lewiston are grappling with the sudden, tragic loss of loved ones. Arthur Barnard left his oldest son, 42-year-old Arthur Strout, at the bar and grill just minutes before the shooting began. Strout was among those killed.
In the end, he was by himself, no family. Kills you.
Lewiston and other nearby towns have been asked to shelter in place again today. Residents say they hope the suspect is caught soon and brought to justice. And there's no official word on a motive yet, but senior law enforcement sources tell CBS News investigators are looking at the possibility this suspect was targeting someone he knew, possibly a girlfriend or ex-girlfriend. So they are trying to tackle the question of why. But Rudabay, Rachel, the number one question to answer right now is where he is. Locating him is paramount so that Lewistown can exit this lockdown and start to heal.
Yeah, absolutely. So many people on edge. And Bradley, I know you just heard from the father of one of those victims. Just one example of so many families in this small community left heartbroken.
Our Chris Holmstrom joins us now with more details on his story and the other victims. Chris.
Yeah, many people in this quiet city of Lewiston, they woke up to the news that someone they knew had been killed or injured. While some were lucky enough to survive, others weren't.
Yeah. The crazy part is just being with him just before 10 minutes before it happened.
Arthur Bernard spent 17 hours in anguish. Finally, the worst was confirmed. Artie Strout was one of 8 people killed at the bar and grill.
He's helped me raise my children since they were very, very little. His daughter's only 13 and without a dad because of all this, because of one man's choices.
Also lost Joseph Walker, the beloved Schemengees manager and son of Auburn City Councilor Leroy Walker. The 56-year-old died trying to stop the attacker.
Picked up a butcher knife and went after the gunman to try to stop him from killing other people, and that's when he shot my son to death. I cried all night and prayed all night.
The family of Justin Karcher is relieved he survived 4 gunshot wounds, but they are still in agony as the 23-year-old fights for his life in the ICU.
It's been devastating, and it's hard because, like I said, you never know what's going to happen next.
It hits home is the biggest thing, and Maine is our home.
Well, authorities have not released a lot of information as far as the victims go. As you heard, their family members have been confirming their deaths. Rudabay, we'll send it back to you.
Okay, we want to